see. I'm fishing a main lake point that is in a channel area between sections of the lake. It's June 27th, 2009, and I've been catching lots and lots of bass out on the deep weed line. Water temp is 77.7 degrees, which is the start of pre-summer peak. I am anchored for ultimate boat control. I am just sitting down and casting a plastic worm or a 3-inch salted grub and swimming it through the cabbage, and I have been catching bass after bass after bass. The critical part of today has been dealing with the weather. I got up real early and drove up to this lake, and lightning and thunder and rain. And started out the morning well before dawn in lightning, thunder, and rain. But as you can see, the rain is left, the lightning's left, and the thunder's left, and what we have are low-hanging clouds and real good winds out of the south. I don't think this front system is done yet today. But the key has been trying a variety of techniques to come up with a pattern. And early on in the rain, a little rebel surface bait twitched on the surface. I caught probably 20 largemouth bass in the 8-inch to 14-inch range. It was a ball. I mean, they'd come up and take a swipe at it, and I just let it sit there, pop a little bit, and they come back and cream it. But today, later on, it's about 11:30 in the morning, the last 2 hours, I've been anchored and just casting around this point. Real good cabbage in about 12 feet of water, and these bass have just been creaming. 3.5-inch grub plastic tube, and it's just been a ball. I want to show you these fish. Look at this magombo. Nice largemouth bass. As compared to this magombo, you know, they're all running about 18, 19 inches. As you can see, all real chunky bass. You know, this female here is probably my biggest, but I've been catching just lots of these size bass. You know, you get a little bit smaller, you know, with this size right here, but they've been just eating this plastic grub tube, and it's just been a blast. So the moral of the story is, when you dealt with a violent morning of lightning and thunder and rain, you know, sometimes right after the storm you can set up and get a real good bite going. What I've experienced today has just been phenomenal. I mean, it was worth my time coming up here. I mean, thumbs all beat up, and I've been catching bass, and I easily have caught over 50 largemouth bass. I mean, if that isn't fun, I don't know what is. So next time, you know, it's late June and the water temp is over 75 but below 80, that's a signal of pre-summer peak fishing. And you can go out, and even if you're a beginner, look at your locators. Get out in 15 feet of water and move into about 12 feet of water where you start seeing weeds, and you're going to see panfish, you're going to see marks up high on a day like today, and you can fish the surface, and then you can fish the middle part of the water column with these 3-inch grub tubes and just catch bass after bass. You know, I can't emphasize it enough. You want ultimate boat control, you put down an anchor. Putting the hook down in the right spot and then just working that lure, total focus on the lure, and casting to areas that you know you caught bass out of previous casts. You'll catch even more bass, and it's just that simple. So next time you're in a situation like that, don't hesitate whatsoever in putting down the anchor and setting up, you know, on current areas, weed line areas, channel areas, and you can catch 20, 30, 40 largemouth bass. As always, do that. Good fishing.